Stop for a second. Don't scroll. Not because I need you to stay, because your spirit has been trying to get you to stop for weeks. And tonight, it finally found a way to put its hand on your shoulder. There are certain moments in life where you can feel the air change before anything visibly changes. And if you're honest, you felt something shift when you started reading. Maybe a strange pull in your chest, a tightening, then a release, then tightening again, like your body is responding to something your mind hasn't named yet. Listen closely. This is not fear. This is not you being dramatic. This is alignment beginning. And I need you to hear this clearly. Heaven is not confused about you. Heaven is not behind. Heaven is not late. Heaven is not debating your worth. Heaven has watched you carry what others couldn't carry. Heaven has seen you get back up when you had every reason to stay down. You've been saying the same sentence in different forms for a long time. God, I just want something good to happen now. God, please let me breathe. God, please let this be the season it finally turns. You didn't always say it in church language. Sometimes it was a sigh. Sometimes it was a whisper. Sometimes it was you sitting in your car, staring at nothing, trying not to cry because you didn't have the energy to fall apart again. Heaven heard all of it. And tonight, something important is happening. Something that has been building behind the scenes while you were simply trying to survive. Stay with me, right now, because I'm not here to hype you up. I'm here to steady you. There's a difference between motivation and a message. Motivation makes you feel good. A message makes you feel seen. And you have been unseen for too long. You've been strong in silence. You've been faithful without applause. You've been trying to do the right thing while your life looked like the opposite of reward. And somewhere in you, the question formed. Maybe you didn't say it out loud, but it formed. If God is listening, why does it still feel like I'm stuck? Here's what I need you to know before anything else. Your season did not stall because you weren't worthy. Your season felt stalled because something had to be cleared before what's meant for you could flow without being stolen, diverted, or wasted. Because what's coming isn't just help. It's restoration with structure. It's provision with protection. It's progress that doesn't collapse on you. It's the kind of blessing that doesn't just show up. It stays. And this is where I'm going to be very gentle, but very direct. You've been trained to fear good news. Good news feels suspicious to you now, doesn't it? Because you've been disappointed so many times that a breakthrough almost feels like a setup. You're used to the pattern. Hope rises. Then something hits. And you go back into survival mode. So even when God begins to move, you brace. That bracing is part of why your chest can feel tight. Your nervous system has been living in almost stable, almost okay, almost out of it, almost free. But tonight, you're not in almost. Tonight is a pivot point. And I know you've heard things like that before. You've heard people say, your blessing is coming. You've heard people say, this is your season. But it didn't land because it didn't feel personal. It felt generic. This is personal. Because the sign isn't just in the words. It's in the way your inner world is responding right now. That soft warmth that came out of nowhere. That quiet stillness that suddenly filled the room. That little feeling like the air has electricity in it. That's not random. That's what happens when your spirit recognizes truth. Now listen closely, because I'm going to set the foundation. There is a door that has been locked for a long time, and it is starting to open from the other side. Not because you forced it open, not because you proved yourself enough, not because you finally earned God's attention. It's opening because heaven decided, enough delay, enough pressure, enough eating your peace. And what's behind that door is not just money. It's a new kind of stability, a new kind of clarity, a new kind of ease in your decisions, a new kind of favor where you stop feeling like you have to fight for every inch. You've been living like everything depends on you, and that's part of why you're tired. You've carried responsibilities like a backpack of rocks. You've carried other people's emotions like they were yours to hold. You've carried guilt for things you didn't even cause. You've carried the weight of "I can't mess up" for so long that you forgot what it feels like to relax. But heaven sees that. Heaven sees the nights you cried out, the quiet prayers, the private battles, the way you still tried to do right even when you felt ignored. And I need to say something that will bring relief if you let it. You were not punished. You were positioned. The pressure wasn't proof God forgot you. The pressure was proof God was building you into someone who wouldn't crumble when the door finally opened. Because you're not just receiving a blessing. You're stepping into a different level of responsibility and influence. You have an assignment tied to your relief. That's why the enemy has tried to exhaust you. Not because you're weak, because you're close. And I know you felt that. You've had moments recently where you thought, something is about to happen. Not anxiety, anticipation, not panic, pressure before birth. Stay with me. Don't scroll. Because in the next few minutes, I'm going to help you understand 3 things. Why the waiting got so intense right before now. What the sign may look like before your breakthrough arrives. And how you receive without sabotaging it with fear or old thinking. But first, I want to speak to the part of you that has been silently begging, God, please let me catch a break. You are not weak for wanting relief. You are not less spiritual because you're tired. You are human, and God does not shame your humanity. He strengthens it. Now, let me give you a micro-memory scene you may recognize. It's late. The day has been long. You're finally alone. And instead of feeling peace, you feel the weight of everything you didn't say. You sit on the edge of your bed or on the couch, phone in your hand, thumb hovering over the screen, not even sure what you're looking for. You're not really scrolling for entertainment. You're scrolling to avoid feeling the quiet. Because in the quiet, the thoughts come. What if nothing changes? What if I'm stuck like this? What if I'm doing everything right and it still doesn't matter? And then, out of nowhere, you whisper, Jesus, please. Just one word, just a name. And you don't even know what you're asking for anymore. You just want to be held. That prayer mattered. It wasn't eloquent. It wasn't loud, but it was real. And heaven responds to real. Now I need you to listen closely. The reason messages like this can feel urgent is because your spirit knows something. Timing is real. But let me correct something gently. You do not lose your destiny because you didn't type the right comment fast enough. You do not lose God's love because you didn't claim correctly. God isn't running a countdown clock to punish you. What's true is this: when God stirs you to pay attention, it's because you're being positioned to recognize something you would normally dismiss. So the urgency isn't, do this or else. The urgency is, wake up, don't miss what's already forming. And that's what tonight is. Heaven is saying, my child, stay. I'm opening something. Don't scroll. Stay with me. Because I'm going to touch the exact place you've been trying not to look at. The hardest part of your struggle hasn't just been money or stress or waiting. It's been the feeling of being held back by invisible resistance. Like every time you try to move forward, something pulls you back. Like every time you finally get momentum, something drains your energy. Like every time you start to hope, something whispers, don't get excited. You know how this goes. That whisper has lived with you, and it has done something dangerous. It has trained your mind to expect disappointment. So even when God begins to move, you hesitate. and you call it wisdom. But really, it's self-protection. You've been protecting yourself from hope, because hope hurts when you've waited too long. Heaven knows that. Heaven knows how many nights you cried out, "I just want something good to happen now." And I need to say this slowly, so it lands. You deserve relief, not because you're perfect, but because you're God's child. Provision is not a prize for the flawless. Provision is part of the Father's care. And yes, money is part of the story, but it's not the whole story. Because your financial stress has never been just about numbers. It's been about what money represents for you. Safety, breathing room, the ability to rest, the ability to say no, the ability to stop living in emergency mode. You haven't wanted luxury, you've wanted stability. Oh. And heaven is not offended by that. Heaven is responding to that. Now, I'm going to validate something that most people don't say out loud. When your finances are under pressure, your peace comes under pressure too. Because money stress doesn't stay in the bank account. It spills into your sleep. It spills into your relationships. It spills into your confidence. It spills into your ability to plan the future. It makes you feel like you're always one step away from collapse. And that's why this message is landing so deeply, because your spirit is tired of living on the edge. Listen closely. There has been warfare around your provision, not because you're cursed, not because God is punishing you, but because you're carrying something that requires you to be resourced. If the enemy can keep you in survival, you'll stay small. If the enemy can keep you stressed, you'll stay distracted. If the enemy can keep you scrambling, you'll never build what you were called to build. So the attack wasn't random, it was strategic. But here's the good news. Heaven has been clearing what you couldn't clear. You didn't see it happening, but things have been shifting. That's why you felt moments of sudden peace that made no sense. That's why you've had random clarity at strange times. That's why you've been feeling a fresh start coming even when your circumstances look the same. Because alignment begins in the unseen before it shows up in the scene. And I need to correct one more thing gently. God does not require you to sign a spiritual contract with fear. God doesn't manipulate you with panic. God doesn't force you to prove faith by rushing. What God does is invite you into agreement through peace. So if your heart feels pressured in a way that creates panic, pause. But if your heart feels pulled in a way that creates calm expectancy, lean in. That distinction will protect you. Now, I want you to notice something. As you read, the atmosphere may feel different. There's a strange stillness, almost like the room got quieter than it should be. That stillness is not empty. That stillness is presence, and presence is the first gift. Because when God is near, your nervous system starts to loosen, your breathing gets deeper, your thoughts stop racing for a moment. That might be happening right now. Now I'm going to say something bold, but I want you to receive it properly. Your name is being connected to provision, not in a way that makes you greedy, in a way that makes you free. Because freedom is what you've been asking for. Freedom from debt pressure, freedom from constant worry, freedom from the feeling of being behind. You have been faithful in the quiet. You kept praying when nobody clapped. You kept hoping when it would have been easier to become cynical. You kept believing God was listening even when heaven felt silent. That matters, and heaven doesn't overlook it. Now, let's talk about the golden envelope imagery people use in these messages. I'm not going to tell you to imagine something just to hype emotion, but I will tell you what that symbol points to: a sealed confirmation, a decree, a decision in the unseen that becomes real in the seen. You've been waiting for confirmation. Not just emotional comfort, real confirmation. And here's what I believe you're about to experience. A confirmation may come in a way that makes you say, "That's not coincidence." It could come as a phone call, a message, a conversation, an unexpected opportunity, a door you didn't know was opening. But you will recognize it by one thing. It will bring peace with it. Even if it's surprising, it will feel clean. It won't feel manipulative. It won't feel frantic. It will feel like, finally, this is right. That's how you'll know. Now, this is important. The blessing isn't only money arriving. The blessing is also the burden lifting. Because some of your heaviness came from believing you had to carry life alone. But heaven is stepping in, and you will feel it. You will start noticing small shifts. You wake up and don't feel dread immediately. You make decisions and don't second guess for hours. You feel courage return to do something you've been postponing. You feel your creative thoughts come back. You feel your hope rise without immediately crushing it. That's restoration. Now I want to speak directly to your fear of losing what you receive, because one of the reasons you've struggled to accept help is this. You're afraid that if you finally get ahead, something will take it away. Maybe you've lived through that pattern. A little stability, then an emergency. A little progress, then a setback. A little joy, then bad news. So your system learned, don't trust good things. But hear me, God is not restoring you just to tease you. When God restores, He also covers. And you're not just receiving provision, you're receiving protection over provision. Now, stay with me. Don't scroll. Because part 3 is where we break the unworthy mindset that blocks receiving. But before that, here's your micro-memory vignette for this part. You're checking your bank balance. You already know what it's going to say, and you still look because you need to see it with your eyes, like confirming pain makes it more real. Your stomach drops slightly. Your shoulders tighten. You start calculating in your head, if I pay this, then I can't pay that. You close the app, and you try to act normal, but your mind keeps spinning. Later, you laugh at something someone says, and you feel guilty because you're laughing while your life feels heavy. Then you go to the bathroom or step outside for air and you whisper, "God, please, I'm trying." That whisper matters. Heaven answers whispers too. Now, part 3 is where the guilt breaks and your hands open, because you can't receive with clenched fists. Stay with me. Listen closely, because this is where many people get stuck. Not because God isn't willing, but because their inner world is still rejecting what heaven is trying to give. You have been carrying a hidden belief, and it sounds like this. I'm not the kind of person good things happen to. You would never say it like that out loud, but your habits have been saying it. Your hesitation has been saying it. Your fear has been saying it. And the root underneath it is guilt. Not always guilt for something you did. Sometimes it's guilt for being tired, guilt for needing help, guilt for wanting more, guilt for not being further. It's like you've been living with an invisible apology in your chest, and you've been apologizing to life for existing. That ends right now, because guilt will sabotage what God is sending. Guilt will make you miss opportunity because you don't feel worthy. Guilt will make you overthink open doors. Guilt will make you push away help. Guilt will make you shrink when it's time to stand. So we're going to release it, and I'm going to do it the way heaven does it. Not by shaming you for having guilt, but by showing you the truth that melts it. Here's the truth. God does not bless you because you performed well enough. God blesses you because He is good, and you belong to Him. That's why grace is so offensive to the part of you that tries to earn everything. You're used to earning. You earned love by being helpful. You earned peace by staying quiet. You earned approval by being strong. You earned safety by not needing much. And that pattern made you admirable, but exhausted. Now heaven is saying, "My child, stop striving, start receiving." And I know your mind resists that, because receiving feels vulnerable. Receiving means you have to admit you need. Receiving means you have to trust. Receiving means you have to let go of control. And control has been your armor. But that armor is heavy. So here's what I want you to understand. You are not being blessed to make you comfortable. You are being blessed to make you available for your assignment. This is strategic. There are things you're called to build. There are people you're called to impact. There are choices you're called to make that require you to not be drowning in survival. That's why provision is coming. Now, let's talk about the biggest lie that has haunted you. If God really loved me, I wouldn't have gone through all that. But the truth is, some of what you went through was what made you safe to bless. Because if you had received earlier, you might have attached to the wrong people. You might have tried to prove yourself with money. You might have tried to buy love. You might have tried to silence pain with spending. But the season of pressure taught you wisdom. It taught you discernment. It taught you how to pray when you couldn't see. So now, you're not just getting more. You're getting more with maturity. That's the kind of blessing that lasts. Now I'm going to address another hidden guilt. The guilt of outgrowing people. Some of you have stayed stuck because you didn't want your growth to make someone else uncomfortable. You didn't want to be too much. You didn't want to be misunderstood. You didn't want to be judged. So you kept yourself smaller than you are. But hear me. When God elevates you, it will expose who can celebrate you and who can only tolerate you. And that is painful, but necessary. Because you cannot carry your assignment while carrying the weight of everyone's comfort. Now, here's the mid-script CTA, clean and natural. If you're still here and this encouraged you, subscribe so you can find your way back to messages like this when you need steadying. If you want to share, drop one sentence in the comments about what you're believing for this week. Something simple like peace, a door, or clarity. No pressure, just community. Now, let's go deeper. You've been afraid of money because you've seen what it does to people. You've seen it change people. You've seen it expose greed. You've seen it create distance. So part of you said, maybe it's safer to stay without. But heaven is not offering you corruption. Heaven is offering you capacity. Money in the hands of the healed becomes provision for others. Money in the hands of the wise becomes building blocks for purpose. Money in the hands of the called becomes freedom to obey. So the blessing isn't to inflate your ego. It's to stabilize your life. Now I need to release you from the guilt of past mistakes. Because some of you think, I don't deserve restoration because I messed up. Hear me. If messing up disqualified people, nobody in Scripture would be used. God uses the imperfect. God uses the shaky. God uses the people who have a story. Because your story becomes your authority. So stop punishing yourself for being human. God already knew your process. He chose you anyway. Now, here's a key you need. When provision begins to show up, your mind may try to reject it with old programming. This can't be for me. This is too good. It's going to get taken away. I shouldn't get excited. That is fear trying to reclaim control. When that happens, do this simple thing. Put your hand on your chest for 5 seconds. Breathe slowly and say in your mind, I am safe to receive. Because your body has to learn receiving. Receiving is not just a belief. It's a nervous system state. You can't receive peace if your system is braced for disaster. So God is not only sending provision, He's retraining your body to stay calm when good arrives. Now, one sensory cue. You may feel your chest pressure easing again right here, like something unclenches. That's your system adjusting to the idea that it's allowed to be okay. Now, micro-memory vignette for part 3. You get a small win. Not huge. Something like a refund you didn't expect, or someone helps you, or an opportunity shows up. And instead of celebrating, you immediately think, what's the catch? You start searching for the downside. You almost feel uncomfortable receiving. You want to return to struggle because struggle feels familiar. But then you pause. You feel tears come up for no reason. And you realize you've been living like you're not allowed to be helped. Like you must earn every breath. And that realization hurts. But it also frees you. Because you finally see the pattern. That pattern breaks now. Now, part 4 is about signs and protection, but we're keeping it clean and grounded. We're not going to obsess over numbers or chase superstition. We're going to talk about how God confirms, how God covers, and how you move forward wisely when doors start opening fast. Don't scroll. Stay with me. Estimated word count so far. On 13th was 150 words. Part 4. Right now, I want you to understand something that will keep you safe in the next season. When God begins to open new doors, 2 things happen at the same time. Opportunities open, and distractions increase. Not because you're being punished, because movement attracts noise, so heaven is giving you guidance and protection. And you've already been protected more than you realize. There were almost moments you didn't see, almost attached to the wrong person, almost took the wrong job, almost made a decision that would have delayed you for years. And something stopped you. Sometimes it was a redirection. Sometimes it was a sudden resistance. Sometimes it was a door closing. You called it bad luck. But looking back, it was coverage. Now, here's the kind of sign God gives right before a new season of provision. It's not always a flashy miracle. Often it's a pattern of peace, a calm you didn't manufacture, a feeling of, I'm going to be okay, that shows up without evidence, a steady confidence that returns after a long time of fog. That peace is your first confirmation. And I want to speak to the soft warmth you mentioned, the sudden warmth you feel, the comfort that comes out of nowhere. That's a real experience for many people. Sometimes the Holy Spirit confirms truth through your body. Your breathing deepens, your shoulders release, your thoughts slow down. That's why you might feel a strange stillness right now. Now let's talk about protection the right way. Protection doesn't mean you'll never have challenges. Protection means the challenges won't destroy you. Protection means what is meant for you can reach you without being stolen. Protection means the wrong opportunities won't trap you. And I'm going to give you a small set of signs to watch for. Only a few, because you don't need to be paranoid. Here are 6 signs total, and that's it. 1. A door opens that you didn't force. 2. A conversation repeats a private prayer you didn't share. 3. A delay saves you from something you later realize was harmful. 4. Peace shows up before the breakthrough shows up. 5. A practical opportunity appears that aligns with your values, not just your desperation. 6. A helping hand arrives. Someone offers support without manipulation. Those are healthy confirmations. Now, I need to warn you about something kindly. Not every good opportunity is God. Sometimes a good opportunity is a distraction, good enough to make you stop pursuing the real thing. So here's what you do when something appears. You give it a little time. If it's from God, it will remain steady and peaceful. If it's a distraction, it will feel urgent and panicky. God can be urgent, but God is not frantic. Now, this part is also about danger avoided. Some of you are about to receive money or opportunity, and your old patterns will try to rush you into decisions. Spend it fast. Commit too quickly. Prove yourself. Show people you made it. That's how blessings get leaked. So here's your guidance. Move slowly, even when doors open fast. Wisdom is part of your protection. Now, one retention line. Listen closely. Stay with me. Because I'm about to describe the clear sign right before the blessing shows up. And it's not what you think. The sign is not always a number on a clock. The sign is often a shift in your behavior. You suddenly feel compelled to clean up something you've been avoiding. You suddenly feel a strong desire to simplify. You suddenly start cutting off draining conversations. You suddenly stop tolerating chaos. That internal cleanup often happens right before external upgrade. Because when God upgrades your life, He also upgrades your boundaries. Now, micro-memory vignette for part 4. You're about to send a message you've been postponing, maybe to apply for something, maybe to ask for help, maybe to follow up. Your finger hovers over the screen, your heart beats faster. You almost put the phone down, telling yourself, later. And then you feel this gentle firmness inside, like a quiet voice saying, now. Not pressure, clarity. You take one deep breath and you hit send. Immediately you feel lighter, not because you got an answer yet, but because you obeyed. That's the sign. Obedience gets easier right before breakthrough. Now, here's the protection promise you need. What God releases for you will not come without covering. You will not have to fight the way you used to fight. You have learned too much. You have matured too much. Your next season will not require panic. It will require steadiness. It will require discernment. It will require you to keep your peace when other people try to pull you into their chaos. Because that's one of the hidden attacks. Other people's emergencies trying to steal your focus. So here is your protective instruction. Before you react to anything urgent, ask, is this mine to carry? If it's yours, you'll feel calm responsibility. If it's not, you'll feel draining pressure. That's how you'll know. Now, part 5 is the breakthrough and the blessing, and I'm going to give you a near-term window in a grounded way, without promising outcomes like a guarantee. Don't scroll. My beloved, you've made it to the part where we seal this into your spirit with peace, not panic. You are not here by accident. You are here because your season is changing. And the reason it feels so intense is because you are standing at the edge of a threshold. A threshold is always uncomfortable, because it's the space between what you know and what you're about to live. But hear me, you are not being dragged into a new chapter, you are being led. And what's coming is not just more money, it's more breathing room, more peace, more clarity, more stability. The kind of provision that makes you stop living with your jaw clenched. Now, here is a grounded timeline without pressure. Over the next day, you may notice a personal confirmation that feels specific to you. It could be a message, a call, a conversation, an unexpected idea, a practical opening. Over the next week, you may notice one of two things. A door opens, or a burden lifts. Sometimes the first breakthrough is internal. An internal breakthrough is what makes room for external breakthrough. Over the next couple of weeks, you may be faced with a choice. Old fear or new faith. Old patterns or new wisdom. And if you choose the new, you will feel momentum begin. Now, this matters. God does not bless you to create dependency on a channel or a person. God blesses you because you are His child. So don't let anyone convince you that you must panic, rush, or perform to be loved. The true sign of God's voice is peace. Now, here's the final blessing. May every stolen thing be restored, wisdom included. May every delayed promise arrive with stability. May your mind stop running worst-case scenarios. May your sleep be protected. May your heart feel safe again. May your hands be open to receive without fear. May your provision come in clean ways, without regret, without compromise, without manipulation. May you have enough and more than enough so you can breathe and also bless. And now, a final simple agreement. No fear, no panic, just peace. In your own words, whisper, Jesus, I receive your peace. I receive your provision. I receive your guidance. That's it. Not a performance, a surrender. Now, final CTA, short and natural. If this message strengthened you, like it and subscribe so you can find more encouragement like this when you need it. And if you want to share, comment one word that describes what you're choosing today. Peace, trust, or courage. No pressure. Now breathe, slowly. You might feel that soft warmth again, that gentle calm in your chest. That's the seal of peace. And peace is proof that heaven has touched you. You are not forgotten. You are not late. You are not disqualified. You are entering a season where the door opens from the other side, and you will look back at this moment and realize this was a pivot,